So just talk about the team victory tonight. What were you all able to do well against a very tough Florida team?
I think we ran into a rash of injuries. We wound up we lost all our running backs. We lost our tight end. We lost our fullback. So everybody just pitched in and hung together. We were down, and we found a way to come back in the fourth quarter and win it. We had some really good defensive plays that put us back in the ball game, and our offense scored when we needed to. So we were very fortunate.
I don't know if you've asked this already, but was that the sloppiest game in the history of football?
Well, it was one of them, but again, you got to remember that we had lost all our tailbacks. We had lost a wide receiver. We had lost our tight end. So we were really going on fumes, and we had to line people up at positions that never played there before. So was it ugly? Yes, but even sometimes you got to find a way to win ugly, and that's what we did tonight.
As 4 offensive linemen, what's the reasoning for all those poor snaps and fumbles?
Well, what they were doing is what I was told is they were simulating the snap count on the defense, and our guys were jumping off sides. It's something you got to be a little bit more disciplined for.
Overall, you take the win, obviously, but how did that feel, the turn of events? I mean, you guys are losing, and then there's an interception and fumble. Like, have you ever seen anything like that before?
Yeah, I mean, I've been around games like that. We've been down in every game that I think we've been in the fourth quarter, and our team sticks together, and they found a way to come back and win. Did we make some big plays at the end? Yes, we really did. But we also left plays on the field. We missed the field goal. We missed the extra point. That was 4 points right there, and then we got the 2 late scores. But if we would have got those points, the outcome might have been a lot different.
What do you think the overall feel of 3 games at home? What do you think of the fan base tonight?
I thought we had, we went to Boston and we played our 3 games at home. I'd play in Brooklyn every time. I love Brooklyn. The fans were great. They rallied behind us, and they really made us feel welcome here in Brooklyn, and I can't thank them enough.
Talk about, I guess, your experiences as a coach with this new league. How did you feel it went overall for yourself and your staff to be able to get everything?
I thought it all went great. We were probably the least experienced of anybody on the staff. We were ex-players. We've all coached football. We've all been around football a long time. And I was more happy with the way that my staff came together. We've all been friends for a long time. And for us to come up here and do the job that we did, we played pretty clean, efficient football for the most part. We didn't have a lot of turnovers this year. I think we only turned the ball over twice. So we protected the ball. We played, bend but break defense, bend don't break defense, which is a good way to play it. We stiffened up in the red zone. So I think our coaches did a lot of good things. Is there improvement? Of course there is. And if we would have had an 8-game season, we would have had to make some more adjustments and do some things a little bit differently. But the way things worked, it worked out well.
What did this experience mean for you, having the opportunity to coach this team? And
to me, it meant the world. It really did. It was my first opportunity to be a head coach. I've been a position coach. I've been a college coach. And to be able to be a professional head coach, to me, it was outstanding. Great feeling.
What's next, coach, for yourself?
I don't know. Thinking about throwing my hat back in the ring for some of the jobs that are opening up. I've got a little bit of interest from some schools already, some colleges, about being a head coach for them. I got out of coaching to raise my 2 younger kids. Now they're older. Now they're 10, 11 years old, going to be 12 and 11 next year. So if I'm going to get back in, I'm going to take a look to see what's out there for me.
Can you share what schools?
I can't say that right now, so I wouldn't even try to. I'd blow it for me.
You prefer going back as a head coach now that you have the experience?
Yeah, I don't want to be a position coach. I've been a position coach.
For you to get that, experience, get the experience, now get a head coaching job somewhere.
Exactly. I told my agent that I want to be a head coach, even if it's a smaller school. So even if that meant Ivy or 1AA, even if I had to step into there and take one of those jobs to earn my stripes a little bit more in college, I would do so. But to go work at Notre Dame or USC and be a line coach, not really interested in it. I'd rather be able to run things my way and do things my way versus doing somebody else's way. That's kind of my problem, I guess.
You have visions of maybe one day being a head coach in the NFL?
Definitely, that would be a great opportunity, but you got to put your time in. I got 1 year under the FXFL. There's a lot I need to learn, so I'd probably have to take a college job for the most part and get my feet wet a little bit more, and then maybe transition in the NFL as a position coach or coordinator before I got that opportunity. The good thing is I'm still young. I'm only 43 years old, so I have time.
What improvements do you think the conference can make?
Well, the talent was very good. We've seen players that have moved on. Of all the players that Dangerfield signed and McCray had signed earlier in the year, But I could point to 5 or 6, 7 of those guys in the locker room that deserve another chance to be in the National Football League, and hopefully this league gives them the opportunity to do so.
Would you be able to come back for a second season and
I would love to.
And build, another core of players who want and are hungry to be NFL players?
Yes, I would definitely come back in a heartbeat. I know I've spoken to the commissioner about maybe buying a franchise in Florida. So we'll have to see how the offseason goes and what happens. And I've talked to some of my friends already. We got a bunch of NFL guys thinking about buying their own team. So that'd be kind of a neat thing if we could do that. It's reasonable. I think the NFL needs it. And if you look about the amount of money the NFL spends on scouting, if every team gave $100,000, which is not that much for an NFL team, that's $3.2 million. That would almost be enough to fund the league by itself. And the NFL needs this. I mean, guys are getting hurt, guys are going down, and now you have an opportunity to get somebody who's game ready. They're not speed training ready. Don't tell me you've been working out with your strength coach for 6 months. I mean, what have you done on the field? Have you learned how to cover? Have you learned how to run? Have you learned how to double team? That's where the experience is. So I think that's really what needs to be done. I hope the NFL gets involved. I think it'd be a great thing for everybody.
Do you think 5 games seems like such a small sample size? Like these guys, who knows what they're going to do if they don't make it from now, like in terms of jobs? Do you think they need to expand the season, maybe a 10-game season? Again,
it was the first year that we've done the league. I think you got to walk before you run, and I think the league, because it was only a 5-game schedule, I think the league understands probably better now really what they need to do to move the season a little bit longer. But I think 5 to 8 games is more than enough. I think 10 games would probably be too much. 5 to 8 games in a championship game would probably be enough. 4 to 6 teams. I think there's enough talent out there to carry 6 teams versus the 4. Still you're only talking 240 players. That's it. Even if you went 6 by 40 guys. So it's definitely an opportunity for a lot of people. I thought the quality of football was really good. I thought the quality of play was really good. I think it was entertaining. Every game in the entire league this year has been close. So again, I was really thrilled with the experience.
Your assessment of Browning, he seems to make a lot of smart decisions out there at quarterback. Like his mobility as well. What do you think?
No, I like him very much. I think he's a good football player. I think him and Corey both did a fantastic job. And what I've said in the past is they both give us a little bit different dynamic. I think Corey's a little bit more of a gunslinger, and Colton's more of a in-the-pocket passer with good enough feet to run. That's why we put the quarterback draw on last week for him. We saw if we were going to spread you out and you wanted to blitz us, let's put Colton in there and let him use his wheels and try to go right up the middle and run the draw, and that worked again for us today. So that was 2 big plays for us. Yeah.
Kareem didn't have his best game today, but do you think he could get an opportunity this year to get back in the NFL?
Yeah, he belongs in the NFL. He just got hurt again today, though. I don't know, he hurt his shoulder, he went down, he was hurt, and we didn't have another running back, and he goes back in and continues to play. His attitude, the way he goes about things, he's a professional. Will he get that shot? I don't know. I don't know. I would like him to, but you'd have to ask the NFL scouts. He's a little bit small, and is he durable enough? And you have to ask all those questions. And he hasn't been injured in the past, but he's one of my favorite players on the team. I can't say enough good things about him. Can he go back to the NFL? I think he's definitely good enough. But will he? Again, those are all things you got to take into consideration when you talk about him. All right, everybody. Thank you so much.